Sponsored by the Big 98, Nashville's #1 for new country and the home of the Bobby Bones Show.
Rock and Review is pleased to bring you an incredible trio that are Nashville natives, which is hard to believe. It is Jaron, Kelby, and Neil, the Cadillac 3. Thanks for coming on the show, guys.
Hey.
Thanks for having us.
Appreciate it.
You know what? I've loved your past albums, but I got to say your new album this year, Country Fuzz, is probably the best album you guys have done to date. And you've got several tracks on there that I just can't stop listening to, like The Jam.
Oh, cool, man. Glad you like it. You're really going to love the next one. It's really good.
You guys already working on it?
No. Kind of.
Sort of. Yeah, man, The Jam's awesome, man. That's probably one of my favorite tracks on that album, too.
Yeah.
You know, you guys have been doing a lot of great stuff with Second Harvest Food Bank of Middle Tennessee. And I think it's so incredible that your goal is 100,000 meals in 100 days, right?
Yeah. Pretty ambitious.
Well, how's this working out? But I don't think that's ambitious for you guys.
No, I think no. Yeah, go ahead now.
Oh no. Well, yeah. I mean, we've been trying to figure out ways to play. You know, we got off the road. Kind of the world shut down. In March, and we normally play 150, 200 shows a year. And so when that stops, we had to take a second, figure out, okay, what are we going to do? How long is this going to last? And so we partnered up with our friend Grimy at the Basement here in Nashville, Tennessee, which is one of the first venues that we ever played at, one of our favorite venues to play at. And we brought in some cameras. And so we're doing a live stream event called Country Fuzz Presents from the Basement, where we're doing live streams. We're having other artists come in and do live streams, and Drake White, Steve Mokler, Awesome Jinx, Lauren Jenkins, Hey Steve. We've had a lot of different acts already play. And in tandem with that, the goal is to raise $25,000 over 100 days, which would provide 100,000 meals to the Middle Tennessee community through Second Harvest Food Bank of Middle Tennessee. And so it's been great. I mean, it's been going really well. Each show, we just keep raising more money, and it's been a cool thing for people to be a part of. I think we really had missed playing together. It had been some months since we'd gotten in the same room. We'd been quarantining and distancing from even each other for a long time. And so that's been really great to be able to just play again. Obviously to do it for a good cause is great. And also to provide a place where our friends can also do the same thing. And because we're all off the road right now, we're all displaced, and it's a strange year. 2020 is crazy, but
we're displaced, but very placed.
Yeah. We're displaced in one place. Yes. And so, it's been awesome. And, you can get tickets to all of these shows at countryfuzzpresents.com. On countryfuzzpresents.com, there is a donate link. You just click donate. It's going to take you to Second Harvest, and then you give your money. And for every $1, that's 4 meals that you're providing to Second Harvest. And, so kick in $25, you've provided 100 meals. And I've done it. It feels pretty good. So, yeah, that's what we're doing.
Well, and you guys have been, not only a huge hit, in the U.S. and obviously, based out of Nashville, but also internationally. So when you're going on tour around the world and you're selling out shows there, you guys are known as a live band because, everybody likes to come and enjoy your music. You're just very vibrant on stage. I mean, watching the video footage, it's like going, you guys just bring the show every time.
Yeah, our last live show in front of people was in Amsterdam. So, we were at the C2C festival over there. So it's like, like you said, being gone 200 days a year and seeing each other that much, we couldn't go without playing and without getting together and being productive. We didn't want to get rusty either. We love to play. So it's worked out great that we started the Country Fuzz Presents. I'm glad that we're able to bring the community together and bring Nashville together and bring all our friends together and keep it going.
That's pretty incredible, and talking about Country Fuzz with the album. And I love the cover also because it looks like so many album covers I've had over the years where it's already got the worn edges and everything, and it's got that retro feel. But, sound-wise through this whole album, listening to the songs and everything else, it's a little funkier and a little heavier. And you guys kind of blur the line between outlaw country and Southern rock, and some people don't know where to put you, which is funny because one of your songs is Labels.
Yeah. I think it's fun. I mean, that's kind of the reason we've been getting that for so long, and finally made a record that kind of shows both sides of us and what our interests are as far and influences. But I think that's pretty much the reason we called the record Country Fuzz, is because to give those people that didn't know what to call it something to call it, rather than some southern rock or country or rock or whatever the hell you want to do. Because it's like you get
Everything.
that question, so much in interviews. It's like, well, so you're too heavy for country radio, but you're not whatever. You know what I mean? You're too southern for rock radio. You're not pop enough for pop radio. And I was just, you get fed up with it, and you're like, I don't care. People, we're selling out shows. People are coming. It's good. Call it Country Fuzz. Done.
Well, and I think that's, to me, particularly in this time, and I so agree with you, Jaron, where, I don't think people, I know I don't listen to music in categories anymore. I listen to a wide, array of styles that are categorized. And so to me, the album with Country Fuzz really shows more of your guys' influences. Growing up, starting out playing music at such an early age at 13, you guys toured the country for years. It's like, to me, it's an amalgamation of your influences.
Yeah, it really is. It goes all the way back to, starting in the jam bands. And, the first thing that influenced me really was, growing up in Nashville. You're steeped in country music just because it's what my dad did. It's, it's kind of what fuels the economy here, used to, at least in the 80s. And coming up when Garth was hitting, and when Keith Whitley and all those guys and country music stars were rock stars, you know what I mean? Like Garth Brooks with the headset mic flying around the room, Hank Williams Jr., stuff like that. And then Nirvana hits. I'm 12 and 13, and that's when you're starting to get like, you're a sponge, if you're into music. And that was such a cool time. This record is definitely my favorite, at least for the broadness of everything that we kind of came up on, and trying to make that all fit into one thing. It was pretty, that's why there's 16 songs on it, because you needed all those to make it all make sense,
Well, and I think that's what was so much fun too with the album, with you having 16 songs on there, to where each song is so different from the other. And I like, for me, being able to hear, the different sounds with with the guitar, being able to hear some wah pedal, being able to hear some effects that you don't typically hear on a country album. And to me, it's like, okay, I'm liking this. I like it that it's, I can hear the different tonality and textures that you guys brought to this album.
Thank you, man. We're excited about it. I think that, it'd be real damn cool if we could go out and play it for people. Hey, I got an idea. Let's put a new record out and then shut the world down for a year. That's awesome.
But what I was thinking is, listening to the album, and obviously, I want to make sure our viewers, buy the whole album, not just a few tracks. But it's like, when you guys do get out on tour with this, the audiences worldwide are going to be starved to see you play this live. And by the way, how did you end up involving Chris Jansen and Travis Tritt?
It was an accident, man. We were on the road with Travis, and Travis was on the bus one night, and he asked me to play him some of the new record, and I played him Hard Out Here, and he really liked it. And then I went to the gym the next morning when he was sound checking, and he was kind of singing it on the mic, being funny or whatever,
Yeah.
And I asked him when he came out to the soundtrack, I said, "You want to sing on it, man?" And he goes, "Yeah, when?" And I go, "I don't know. What are you doing right now?" He goes, "Nothing." So he came to the bus and sang it right there. And then Jansen called me while I was recording Travis's vocal. And he said, "What are you doing, man?" And I was like, "You're not going to believe this, but I'm recording Travis Tritt's vocal on the Cadillac record." And he goes, "What is it? I want to sing on it. Send it to me right now." And so he hadn't even heard this. He hadn't even heard the song until I sent it to him, and he sent me vocal stems like the next Sunday or whatever that was, and we put it in. And he played harp on it, and just kind of came together. It was really cool.
Yeah, it's very organic.
It's such a with all the songs too. And Kelby, I was going to bring up for you. It's like, you had to have a lot of fun, bringing in your parts for the album also, with songs spread out this much, with so many styles, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to try to figure out how to play the bass parts and the steel parts live, because when we do it in the studio, it's kind of like each part is separate. But live, I play both at the same time. So it's fun to try to figure out, especially with all the different styles and what parts to play and mix it together. It's been a lot of fun. Like Jaron said, I wish we could play it in front of people, but we're having fun. We're having fun doing the streaming shows. So it's been cool.
You're like the Geddy Lee of TC3.
Yeah, I just need a couple more arms and I could do a couple more instruments. We could use some percussion or whatever. I don't know. Whatever I need to do.
Also, I got to ask you guys, have you guys been doing some radio shows also through a Big Machine?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've got, I think, yeah, go ahead, Neil.
Yeah, we started a radio show right around the time that we released the Country Fuzz record, called Country Fuzz Radio, and that it was kind of back to a lot of the same stuff we've been talking about. The idea was, let's give people, an idea of, here's a bunch of the music that we grew up on, here's a bunch of the music that we're listening to now. So we'll play some TC3 stuff, maybe some unreleased stuff, some live stuff, but a lot of what we're doing is, we're playing our favorite music that we grew up on, our favorite song that we heard this week by, maybe an artist you have heard of, maybe an artist you haven't heard of. And it's been really fun. I think that the fact that we started it and then there was quarantine has really allowed us to lean into it a lot, and we've really stayed super consistent with it. So we've done over 30 episodes, I think now, which has been really awesome. And we do one every week, and it airs first on Friday night on Big Machine Radio at 8 p.m. Central. And then it plays throughout the week on there. And then you can hear past episodes at countryfuzzradio.com, where you can stream any of the old episodes as well. So it's been cool.
Well, I want to make sure, too, that our viewers know for the Cadillac 3 where they should go to keep up with Country Fuzz Radio, to also for Second Harvest shows that you guys are doing, the virtual shows, and to check out everything rolling out for the new songs from Country Fuzz, the album. Where should they go for websites, social media, and everything else?
You can find out all you need to know at thecadillac3.com, or you can go to countryfuzzpresents.com, and that's where you can get your tickets for the Second Harvest Food Bank shows and donate there. There'll be a link there.
Well, I'll tell you what, guys, I really appreciate you coming on the Rock Review, and what a great album, great charity work that you guys are doing, and awesome with the radio station, with the radio show also, to bring in, to put a spotlight on other artists that are coming up through the ranks that are not getting the attention they need, but also your influences. You guys are not slowing down during this pandemic, and once again, I love the new album.
Thanks, Eric.
Thank you, Eric.
Really appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys coming on the show, the Cadillac 3. Take care, guys.
Later, guys.
Thanks, Eric. Appreciate it, man.
Thanks.
Sponsored by the Big 98, Nashville's #1 for new country and the home of the Bobby Bones Show.